you have your school supplies ready, it is time to set up your literacy and vocab notebook. I'll be calling this your LV notebook for short. This notebook is going to be split in half and we'll be working from the front and the back at the same time. The front will be literacy. That's the easier one to set up, so let's do that one first. Just like when we set up our writing notebook, I'm going to be using pen, just so that it's easier to see on the video. I still expect you to be using a pencil. If you didn't have a chance to set up your writing notebook yet, click on the link in the description for those directions. On the very first page, we're going to label it Literacy Table of Contents. Just like in your writing notebook, we will be using the two pink lines that are already printed in your notebook to divide our columns. The first one will be page. The second column, which will take up most of your page, will be titled Name of Assignment. The last column will be titled Standard. Every year, your teachers work with you to teach you specific standards that the state has laid out. All the students in your grade level and in your state learn the same skills. Throughout the year, you will be receiving information about the progress you're making with those skills. This column will help you look back and when you want more information about a specific standard. Not every assignment will have a standard listed here, and some may have more than one standard listed. I will help you fill out this column as we go through the year. Now, as the year goes on, we will fill in the back of the table of contents with more information. We're going to skip that page and leave it blank right now. That's the only page you should ever have blank in your literacy section. Let's go ahead and set up a sample page. This is not an assignment, but anytime you can't remember how to set up your pages, this is the one you'll turn back to so you can check. Our first step is to title the assignment. Write it nice and big on the top line. This might be something like runner's notes or central idea practice, and I will always tell you what to title the assignment. In the bottom corner, just like in our writing notebook, we're going to put the page number. Now in your writing notebook, I suggested that you go ahead and number all the pages in the notebook so you don't have to worry about it later. You can do that for about 20 pages out on the literacy side, but don't go past that for now. Remember, we're going to have more information in the back of your notebook and you don't want to get mixed up. And I'll show you more about that shortly. In the top right corner, we're going to write the standard. Remember that in our writing notebook, this is where we put the date. For the literacy notebook, the date doesn't matter nearly as much as the skill that we're working on. Obviously, and the main part of our assignment is going to go here in the middle. Every time we do an assignment, we need to be sure that we add it into our table of contents. Now that we finished setting up the literacy side in the front of our notebook, we're going to flip to the back. There is no need to turn your notebook upside down, just simply turn to the very last page. Setting up your vocabulary sections table of contents is a little bit easier than the others because I give it to you in a photocopy. Now don't worry if your copy looks slightly different than mine. Yours won't have all the definitions filled in. I leave those blank on yours so that it can be used as an extra study tool. Fold it in half and glue it to the very last page in your notebook. While we're here, I want to show you a pro tip that a lot of my students have used in previous years. Many students like to make flashcards to help them study for their root words. I like to glue down an envelope or a bag right here in your notebook. I find that these 6x9 envelopes tend to work the best. I do have some in the classroom if that's something you would like. Some students choose to keep flashcards in their pencil pouches or in an index card box, and I leave that completely up to you. If you do choose to put an envelope in your notebook, make sure you use lots of glue. Once you put note cards in this, that can make it really heavy and you don't want it to fall out. You may have some trouble if the cover of your notebook is that fancy plastic. In that case, I have found that hot glue or duct tape tend to work the best. Now, once we get started on our weekly vocab, each week is going to get its own spread. Let me show you an example of what that looks like. What we have here is a spread being two pages that are facing each other. So one right page, one left page. On any given week, you're going to have the root words, and it may be a handwritten chart, it may be a printout. You're going to have 5 sentences, one using an example word from each root inside a sentence. Remember that the example word should be underlined. This left-hand page is for other assorted homeworks. So you can see here I've already put a foldable down. You may add your matching, you might add your fill in the blank here. They would get taped on the side. You might add a more specific foldable. So like this week I have tracked as a magnet that could go here. You have all sorts of options, but this is the space to put your homework. Nothing other than your homework should go here, all right? Now, as you move forward and get more used to this idea of doing your weekly vocab, we're going to be very specific and intentional about what we put here. This is your master study tool for vocabulary root words. If you have any questions about how to set up your literacy and vocab notebook, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you.